Hey ladies, this is your girl Jessica with Finally Made Me Do It, and if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Click on the notification bell so then you can get notified whenever I post a video, and like this video, okay? Because I know you're gonna like it, so just go ahead and click the like button. Like, just go and get it over with. All right, so I got some exciting news for y'all. Hey, if y'all say, I'm telling y'all, I'm dancing real hard. All right, so this is, y'all gotta listen to this. This is the Little Lizard King London pattern. This pattern is sponsored by Little Lizard King. Yes, y'all, I got sponsored by Little Lizard King. Hey, oh, I hope I get some more from somebody else. Like, this is awesome. Okay, so I'm excited about it. You guys, thank you so much for just loving my videos, liking it, all that great stuff. Thank you so much. And for subscribers. Shout out to all my new subscribers. Okay, all right, I'm gonna get to the video, okay? All right, so this is the Little Lizard King London pattern here, okay? This pattern has several different options. So this is what I'm gonna be doing today. I am going to be doing the simple version, okay? Because this pattern also have like ruffles on the skirt. I'm not gonna do that because I just like to, like y'all know me, I like to get my dress over with. Okay, so let me show you what we have. I have my back bodice, front, both just one piece, one back, one front. My neck binding, my sleeves have two of those, and my circle skirt. Okay, so let's get started. Before we get started, if you would like to make this pattern with me, make this the London with me, I have a link below where you can go to the Little Lizard King website and put in the code that is in my description box, and you can get a percentage off of it, which is awesome because you know we like that type of stuff. And so yeah, just wanted to throw that out there, okay? All right, so let's get started with our bodice. I got my back bodice and I'm gonna put it right side up. Grab your front bodice, right sides together. And what I'm gonna do is I am going to, make sure you can see this, I am going to take my pins and connect at the shoulder seams. I will sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So do my other shoulder seam here. All right, and now we're going to, what? Oh, you can't wear that dress.
I won't wear it.
No, you're not.
I never wear a dress like pretty ones.
Girl, go.
I wore the flop one. This is not.
Okay, now let's pin our side seams together. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this to my machine and I'm going to sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance on my side seams and on my my shoulder seams. I will serge off my raw ends, and that's what I'm going to do to attach. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this to the side, and we're going to go ahead and do our binding. Okay, next I'm going to put this to the side and we're going to go ahead and do our binding. Okay, neck binding. So I'm going to take my binding and I'm going to fold it on top of each other, the right sides together, and I'm going to pin. And I will also take this to my sewing machine and I will sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance to attach. Okay, so I'm going to take both of these to my machine and I'll be back. Okay, so I have my bodice and my neck binding sewn. Now I'm going to turn my bodice to the, well, actually, we're going to quarter it off. All right, so I have them sewn. Now I'm just going to put my binding to the side just for a second, and I'm going to quarter off my neckline. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my bodice and I'm going to put them together at the shoulder seam. Okay, all right, because I'm going to find the center of my front and back, okay? So this, I've connected those two, my shoulder seams and my side seams, and I'm gonna take my marker here and I'm going to make a mark here. That is my, maybe I'll do it in the front too, here. All right, so that's my center, all right? Okay, so now let's take the back here and we're going to, this back mark here, and we're going to put it, match it with the front part here, okay? All right, so I got it matched. So now just smooth this curve out. Just like that. And that's where your quarter mark is, your quarter. So just boom. Now let's do that for the other side. Smooth it out and mark. Okay, so I have my, all right, so I have my bodice quartered off, neck quartered off. Now let's quarter off our neckband here. All right, so grab your neckband, and this seam right here is always my back, so I always know that, okay? So I'm just going to lay it flat, grab my pen here, and I'm going to mark. All right, so I marked here. That's my front part. Now match that mark with the back, and this will be my sides. Okay. All right, so I got that baby quartered off. All right, so now let's attach our neckband. So I have my bodice wrong side out. I'm gonna keep it that way. And with my neckband here, all right, with my neckband, with the right side of my neckband touching the wrong side of my bodice here, I'm gonna match the back here to the back of my, and how you know this is the back of your bodice, it has that big U shape, okay? So now, the right side of my binding is going to touch the wrong side of my top. And I'm going to pin. Okay. Now, let's find, here is my side, my other side here, and I'm going to pin. All right, let's go to the front. Find your mark where your front center is and match it and pin. All right, and your sides. Find that mark and pin. Okay, so since I did that, now what you're gonna do is you're gonna slightly just stretch your neckband to your bodice, okay? Well, slightly stretch your bodice to your neckband, and you just pin in between, okay? Just like this. So slightly stretch it so it can fit. And pin. Okay, so I am going to take my bodice to my machine. I am going to sew a 3/8 inch seam allowance to attach my binding to my neck, okay? To my neck hole here. And then I will be back to show you how the next step on how to add your binding to, you know, finish it off all nice and pretty. Okay, so I have my binding attached. Now I'm going to turn my bodice to the right side, okay? All right. All right, so turn your bodice to the right side out, okay? And what you're gonna do is I'm going to, if you need to, you can press your, I just serged around mine. But if you just press your seam here, all right? That's if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm not gonna do it. So, okay, so now what you're gonna do is, and make sure you can see, a little closer. All right, so now what you're gonna do is we're going to push our seam here up. Now fold this raw edge here, fold it in, and then we're going to cover up that raw edge there, just like that, okay? And I'm gonna do this all the way around, so I'm gonna pin all the way around here. I'm gonna show you again, okay? Fold the seam here up, fold that baby down, and hide right there. So I'm gonna do this all the way around, and I will also take this to my cover stitch and cover stitch it down, okay? But if you do not have a cover stitch, what you can do is just sew a 1/8 inch stitch, okay, on this edge here. All right, making sure that you do not, you know, this is not showing, okay? So do that. All right, so now let's finish up our neck. Okay, so our neckband is attached. Super cute. All right, so I'm gonna put this to the side and we're gonna start on our sleeves, okay? Grab your sleeves. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna open them up and we're gonna put these right sides together. Okay, just like this. And I'm gonna fold it here and I'm gonna pin. I will take this to my machine, my sewing machine, and I will sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance on both. And I will also serge my raw ends here. All right, so I have those done. I'm gonna take this to my machine, sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I will also go ahead and hem the bottom of my sleeves, and I'll be back. Okay, so I have my sleeves attached and hemmed. Now, if you are having a little trouble when it comes to knit fabric and it's shifting and moving and stuff like that, just go and grab you some of this stuff. This heat and bond, soft and stretch. Like, this is the best thing ever, okay? So grab you some of this, and this is great for hemming, for if you want, it's great for a lot of stuff, but I know definitely you need this for hemming, okay? So I'm gonna put this to the side over there. Now let's bring in our bodice. Now this is what I like to do when it comes to my sleeves, because you know your girl is self-taught and she was just doing all type of mess. So since I have my sleeve here, I'm just going to like take it, and where that center part is, I'm just gonna mark it. So I know that right there need to be tacked. That need to be on the center of my need to be placed where my shoulder seam is, okay? So I'm just gonna do that instead of just sticking it on and then like rolling with it. Like, I'm doing that first, okay? So now let's pin our sleeve. So take your bodice, grab your bodice, and let's turn it to the wrong side out. All right, grab one of your sleeve pieces here. We're going to put this sleeve inside of the bodice, right sides together, okay? So I have it here. Well, I done brought it back out. This is so short. So I have it here. So we're going to put this in the inside of our bodice, okay? And that little spot that I made, I don't know if you can see that, but that little spot that I made, I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to pin where my shoulder seam is, okay? And then here, where my underarm seam and my side seam, I'm gonna pin there. Okay, so I can make sure that those 2 points are on point. All right, so now just pin your sleeve onto your bodice. And you'll do this same step for the other side, okay? Now let's attach our sleeves by sewing a 1/2 inch seam allowance to attach. Okay, so we're gonna take this to the machine, so a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and then I will also serge off my raw ends. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, so our bodice, our sleeves are attached to our bodice. So now let's get to the fun part. Let's get this skirt on this baby. All right, so I'm gonna just set this to the side real quick. I'm gonna bring in my circle skirt. Okay. All right, open this baby wide open. All right, so this circle skirt here is like, it's attached, so it doesn't have any side seams on it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I am going to take my pen here, and I'm going to pretty much like just give myself a side seam, just so I know here is the sides here. Okay, like I said, it doesn't have any seams, so I'm just gonna take it and I'm going to just take my pen and rub it up against that one and over here. So this right here is gonna technically be my side seam to attach. Okay, all right, grab your pens. All right, so now we're going to take our bodice and put it inside this skirt here. Okay, so grab your bodice, and I'm going to, here we go, I'm gonna put it inside, so it's gonna be right sides together. You see here, if you can't see, these are my markings here. So I'm going to attach. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to open up my bodice here, and that marking that I made on my skirt for my side seam, I'm going to attach it here. Pin. Okay, now this other side, I'm gonna pin. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pin my skirt all the way around. And I will take this to my machine, and I will just sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance to attach, and also serge off my raw ends. All right, look at that. That circle skirt fit on this baby, on this bodice perfectly. So let's take this to our machine, and we're gonna sew a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Serge off our raw ends, and then we will also hem. So when we're hemming, you can use the heat and bond soften stretch. I believe I want to do the lettuce hem, the lettuce rolled hem. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do. But let's attach this bodice, and I'll be back to show you what it looks. All right, and just like that, we are done. This is so freaking cute. Like, I love this so much. Like I said, this is the London Little Lizard King pattern here. You can go and check that out. I have the link below in the description box. I'll also, like I said, I will have a code, a discount code. So if you want to do this dress, you can get the discount code. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, okay, and get that notification bell. Ding ding ding. I need you to hit that, like, hit that. All right, especially the subscribe button. All right, this is your girl Jessica with Miley Made Me Do It. I'll see y'all later. Bye.